Join us as the crew at MCU installs a power pole on a sandbar battle wagon and Avalon pontoon boat.
I had a local boat dealer stop by the shop today. They've actually got a really large pontoon boat that they wanted to install a power pole on for their customer. And you guys think power pole and you're thinking bass boats, flats boats. You know, the guys drop the pole, they fish a little bit, they raise the pole, they're on their way. This is actually an awesome idea and a really cool feature for a pontoon boat. Typically you pull a pontoon boat right at the sandbar and the two sponsons just ride right up into the sand. Now you've got to monkey around with an aft stern anchor. It's kind of a pain in the butt, especially if the current's ripping. Now these people are going to be able just to press a button, drop this anchor down, and lock the boat in place. I love this idea. This is going to be awesome. This power pole's 10 feet long. They're going to be able to pull up to the sandbar, whether it's shallow or deep draft, and they're going to be able to drop this pole and lock this boat right into place. I'm going to get Steve on this installation, and we're going to bang this thing out pretty quick.
Pontoon boat just came in. We're going to be putting a power pole on it. It's actually the first time I've get to put a power pole on a pontoon boat, so I'm kind of curious how it's going to fit. After checking out all the stuff that was delivered for this installation, I see that the power pole makes a nice little bracket just for pontoon boats, and I go, wow, okay, that's pretty cool. Determining the best location for a power pole on the back of the boat, you got to look for obstructions in the back. Well, I've got a ladder on the starboard side, so there's no way it's going to go there. I've got plenty of room over there on the port side, but he does have a seat pedestal there. So I got to get it far enough away from that pedestal to where he can still put his seat in and still have plenty of room between the engine and the power pole for when you turn the engine. I had plenty of room back there, so it was not hard to determine the spot. So I get the bracket in place where I'm going to put it. I mark it, I drill, through bolt it, and it went on real easy, real cool bracket. Now I'm just going to mount the power pole itself to the bracket. I get that up there mounted. Pretty quick installation. Now I've got to run my hydraulic hoses, and fortunately for me, on the back of this pontoon boat, it had a nice little rig compartment back there that already had the power steering pump in, and the power pole pump was going to fit perfectly in there, so I didn't have to cut no holes anywhere. I ran through the existing rigging grommet that they had for the engine rigging, went right in, and had plenty of room to mount the pump in there. So you got two pumps in there, you open it up, great access to the fill, so this is going to be the best spot for it. It was pretty cool, you know, in the little compartment back there, they had some studs back there that had battery cables running to. Made this job a lot quicker, because if I'd have had to run some wiring all the way to the batteries where they have them in this boat, it would have been a nightmare, because running rigging in pontoon boats, especially when they have the aluminum underneath, like on this one, it'd have been a nightmare. It would have taken me a couple hours just to get power back to the power pole. The hoses come marked for you. They tell you which is the up, which is the down. Usually the up, they have a little blue cap on it, and you look at the pump, it's got a little blue cap, and you just put the blue cap to the blue cap, tighten it up, and you can't really mess it up. So that's why it's important to read your instructions before you even start the job. All in all, this was a quick, fast installation. Normally it'd take me on a fiberglass boat anywhere, you know, normally around a half a day to do the job, you know, to make it look good and do it right. This one here just took me about an hour and a half to do, so it was real easy. Thank God for that compartment back there. That's what made it easier, having the power back there, having the room for my pump, and I've already had access to run my hydraulic line, so this job was real easy.
All right, so Steve wrapped up that power pole install on the pontoon boat pretty quick, just as I thought. Now those people can get out to the sandbar and start enjoying that thing.